nice bit of pasta made for you. It's a great day's flying. I want to say thank you very much for joining me on my return to the plane, return to the skies. And it was nice flying down to Connemara. And I flew back there, just got off the plane there, parked her up inside the hangar. And almost felt a little bit emotional as I drove away from Knock Airport. You know, it's a long time coming back in it, but I'm happy enough to be back in it, and the tools inside that machine now, what with that iPad and the possibility of linking up with a few other planiacs, that'd be nice enough now. Until then, we don't know. But it was nice to be in the sky, that's for sure. A nice bit of pasta made for you. Gonna see him for another year after today. I don't know about that. Be a long year. What are you ever on one of these jokes? If you don't see me, you might see the other fellas. Thanks for the tip. I think this might cut out at some stage because the bitrate is awful patchy out when you're away from the main road. It gives you a bit of jip around here, but if it's still going now, then it should be okay. Thank you very much there, Schult and Schnuffles and Conrad and Andy the Fork. Thank you very much. Very, very kind of you there. Careful, might see a ghost train on that line. Spooky times. I thought this would be an appropriate place to stream from, because it is like the ghost line, you know, and it is a bit sad when you see it here. It's a bit like Stand By Me, but there is no train on it. You don't worry about getting run over, you know. As for the Mayo bitrate being miles ahead of Tokyo, I think it's more to do with the SIM cards that your man was using in Japan. I think they know what's going on. They want to have a stranglehold on the data, and they don't want anybody fucking playing fuck with it and trying to juice them for all the bitrate that they can get, you know. You pay a set price, and that's that, and then you go off and you do it, but you find out as soon as you do it, they start throttling you. We could even get throttled here, you know. There could be a throttle situation here. Time was when there was a train that would pump its track through there and then head on all the way up there. Passengers to beat the band. But it's still here. It's in good nick. It's in great shape. It just needs a bit of rejigging, and it'd be grand. Zoo must have crashed into that Maxi Zoo 50 times in the space of 24 hours. Apologies to anyone. I wasn't levelling any accusations of planery, or that wasn't an act of aggression. Okay, it was just me I was trying to show off on my return. And that's where showing off gets you. It gets you nowhere. You need to be methodical. You need to have respect for the elements, respect for the machine, and respect for what the designated sort of landing space for those machines is. It's not on top of buildings. That's bonkers stuff. Absolutely bonkers stuff. Nice bits and pieces out here. Johnny, the midges are coming out again. I don't know what I was thinking. I wasn't thinking much. Thanks very much there, John F. and Cahill Bradley and Giza Sig. The old Union Pacific doesn't come by here much anymore. It's a Stephen King situation, isn't it? You'd think the cigarette smoke would be enough insect repellent, but it doesn't seem to have much effect. There wasn't much in the way of, when we touched down in Connemara there, I went to a local place to get a sandwich. The fucking price of it. €6.50 for a club. Bacon, lettuce, tomato. I mean, she came up with it. Fucking sandwich was like that big. This is the way things are going now. Like, I'm not sure how fucking far it's gonna go. Something's gonna happen at some stage. It's the mackerel sky. Or even a small bit of mackerel. Tiny bit of mackerel. And then the deep greys. And you can see the rain in the distance as well. Heading towards us at pace. Nice. Interesting to think that I'm wondering, is that north? I think that direction we're facing right there is north. You'd need to have a compass. All this flying around. And you've got all the instruments and the panels and everything. It's only when you get you're on foot you start wondering which direction I'm actually going. I'm taking a lot more notice of the wind speed and the wind direction now as well. Let's see if we're still rolling. There we are. That's handy. The days of kombucha and prebiotics are well and truly boo-booed. They're not really. I mean, it's just the occasional can now. The occasional can or two. You know, you have to live. You have to live. You can't be restricted the whole time. So what's the point? You might be dead tomorrow. You know? I think as long as you moderate it, Buddha style, you'll be grand. Bridges were the original air travel before planes. It's true. And that's an old stone bridge there. And it was only recently enough I was speaking to a Japanese fella who was actually over here. He was touring around, and he was in Sligo town actually. I was on the pints with him. And we walked out of Corcoran's and crossed that bridge over, to the glass house, is it? But anyway, he was amazed by that bridge. He was absolutely fucking amazed by it. Hideo. I was saying, Hideo, come on. We're heading up this way, up this direction. He was just stuck, transfixed, looking at the stone bridge. And I don't think there's many bridges like that over in Japan. And he was in wonderment by it. Transfixed. And it kind of, it made me realise that maybe, there are things you do take for granted. You don't really, you've seen it so many times, you don't look at it with fresh eyes and think of how magisterial an old stone bridge is. Until somebody from outside, an outsider will point it out to you. And then it takes an outsider sometimes to make you realise what's in front of your plate, what's on your plate in front of you. Thanks very much, Murph Cat and Gremlin, for the tips, lads. Buzzy Bumble. Oh, Bumble Horse. The Bumbler. I'm not sure what the situation. I didn't see what I've never been to Japan, but I don't know what the bridge situation is out there. Whether or not they have stone. Did they do masonry? Was stone masonry a thing from? You'd imagine that it would have been, maybe. But maybe they're all wood. As it was recently enough, I think it was 80th anniversary of the Hiroshima. And then I was reading more about that and how the whole fucking town was made of wood. Pretty much. But there was a building still standing on the riverbank there. It's an iconic building that still stands. That would have been probably not blocks, big showing like that, but it would have been something durable because it's still standing, It's beyond wood. I don't know if you're seeing the midges here, but they are heroic at this moment in time. Bamboo. That's what they're into over there. Tons of it. And the bamboo forests are absolutely beautiful to look at. I'd love to go. I'd love to visit. I seen your man doing the streams from there. I don't think he truly appreciated it. He was more arsed about some stupid business deal he was doing. But if I was there, I would have taken it all in. Piece by piece, piece by oriental piece. Bamboozled. Shamboozed. The bridge will never be washed away by flood. That one won't. I'm not too sure whether or not this is a flood, a potential flood, what would you say? Flood risk. Yeah. I'm not too sure of the elevation, but there's never been too much worry about it. You'd worry more about people down in Cork. And that must be setting the city back a hell of a lot. Every few years when there's something that hits the island and it's a wicked storm or a real torrential torrent of precipitation, and then it fucking goes. Cork just falls, Cork falls to Mother Nature and bows before her. Maud gone, thank you very much for the tip, and Jackson Martinez. Small price for living in paradise, says Evan Cashman. Definitely a Cork name anyway. Clouds are dissipating now. I thought that was going to be a rain situation heading our way, but it seems to be okay. Wasn't this how Terry A. Davis died? Very introspective tonight. It's just a wind down, it's a wind down. And I wanted to say thanks again for joining us on the flights. It's nice to just float around and see what's below. Sometimes you'd be surprised by the town. When you're 1,000 or 2,000 feet in the air, it looks completely different. It took us a few moments to realise it was Claremorris I was flying over. But I'm interested to see how it develops, and how these new tools that you have inside the cockpit will fare up.
Thanks for the tip.
Different missions and that. Little bit gutted, not gutted, but put back a bit by the fact that they're juicing you in order to have a convoy of lads flying around. You need to then join up and subscribe to their Microsoft machine, which you've got the game, you've purchased the simulation, and that's like. The best part of 100. You'd think that would allow you to get online as well, but it's not the case. Lovely evening for it anyways. You can't say that it isn't. It's a nice evening for it. A nice breeze in the air as well. What are you ever on one of these yokes? Mazman, thank you very much. Load of shite, thank you very much. Any whiff of slurry around these parts? Not now. Not now. It's just fresh air at the moment. Would there be slurry spreading now? That would have gone on back. last month or 2 months ago. I'm not sure. Would you smell it now? The heady whiff of nitrogen. Shitrogen. Thank you very much anyway. And birthday for praise and hot judge. Thank you very much. Put that towards a few more cans from the Affy. I think two's enough. Two's enough. Any more than you've got a habit. Once you've got a habit, then you've got another problem on your hands, you know? Back on the smokes, what happened? I was never really off them. It's just, when you have a can or two, or you down the pub out the smoking area, it's nice, But other than that, I keep it nice and I keep the airways clean. But they're bad, they're awful things. They're awful things. I wouldn't, if I could rewind time and never actually find out about them, then I would never have smoked. But it's once you know about them, then it's hard to forget about them, especially when you're having a drink. Try the vapor. The vapor doesn't cut the mustard, especially when you're having a drink. I feel like it doesn't offer that hit, that the combustion hit. But it's a bad habit, and it's disgusting. You're inhaling smoke into your lungs. It's not good at all. So don't do it. That's my advice. Don't do it. Go flying. Go running. Drink plenty of water, H2O, and that's all you need to do. Water is your only man. You say a pint of plain is your only man, but it's water. I don't know what these lads are here. Purple yolks, but not like the thistles that we seen the last day. Bridge boy, thank you very much for the tip. I don't know if anyone knows what these lads are here. Any horticulturists out there? A nice bit of pasta made for you. I wonder what the next step is. What's the next thing for this? We've been wondering for years what they're going to do with it, because it's there. It's ready to be used. But I might be long gone before I get to see it, and that's a sad situation. I don't know even if it was repurposed for trains. Would that bridge cut the mustard anymore? You might need to have a wider berth for any carriages coming through. I'd say you get a train through it, all right, but I'm not too sure. jokes. A bridge for the bridge. You get a bus through it. John Juice Drink, thank you very much. Shout out to my wife Anya, who just got a few chips and sausages. How are you, Anya? Hear that? Christian Irwin, thank you very much.
Thanks for the tip.
The earlier Schluglinga stream got V and by WMG2. Which one is that? The one from yesterday? Or the one from today? There was a few tunes being played on it. I'll have to cut it out. No Pine Martians around as of yet, Duff. I landed the kite back at Ireland West. They let me use their shed there. Somebody was asking me where I landed it. I flew back from Connemara and landed to Ireland West and just drove back and parked up and then went for a walk. Couple of cans in the fridge. I'd rather have them outside than in. Better out than in. If you can see the rays of sunshine coming through the cloud, they're penetrating the clouds in the distance. It's lovely. Absolutely lovely. What's the sig of choice? Benson.
Thanks for the tip.
$20 Benson. It's fucking crazy, the price, isn't it? I was saying, I was cribbing the last day about the price of pints. But I think I didn't articulate it well enough. I was just thinking about how you go to other countries. Say you were in Portugal or Spain, you drank you bought a San Miguel. Or in Portugal you got a fucking Super Bock. And it's dirt cheap. And then over here, if you found them in the off license, they'd be obviously a bit more expensive. But it should be the way over here. Your national, I know, I'm not saying it's a national fucking drink, but it's the people's drink. There should be, I don't think that minimum unit pricing should apply to the people's beer. Do you know? I don't think you should just drop it to like 2% just to make it cheaper either. There should just be what would you say, a concession made for the stout. At least, do you know? I think that's what Diageo, is it? They would, well, obviously it's not Diageo, it's the government. The government should make a concession. And even if it's not off-license prices, if it's pub prices, the stout should be a line drawn in the sand there to say, look, Whatever about your spirits, your crazy drinks, your loopy juice, loony juice, cocktails, all that shite, that can stay whatever the price it is, what they've wanted. But when it comes to the stout, just have a baseline for it, just so it doesn't alienate people from going out and socialising, especially in rural areas as well. It's beyond the joke, like, you know. The publican can't make a living at the moment. And then people don't even want to go out to meet up for a pint or two. Either. Thank you very much there, Scumberlin and Shippers and Chib. Very, very kind of you. Chin Chin. And Katie Galvin and Anonymous, thank you very much. And use Vipers Vapors, somebody says there. You look a bit miffed, says Anonymous. I am not miffed. I'm grand. This is wind down time. Wind down time. Wind down time. But I read the comments, and then you go down a conversational route, which might make you seem a bit miffed. But I'm retreading old ground as usual. The way it is. Do you know, when you can get a can for €2.50, but you're not going to the pub for it to pay €6. Do you know? That's a shame. I think that's a shame. Rural pubs, my local is 5.40. For the middle of nowhere, puts people off, says Conrad. The gap is closing. The gap is nearly closed. Won't be many more nights of this, I'd say, for the next week anyway. The rain that's promised. There was meant to be plenty of rain. I thought there was going to be rain promised for today. There was only a bit in. It wasn't enough to dampen the spirits.
Thanks for the tip.
Sligo is a beautiful town altogether, from what I've seen today. I always knew it was a lovely little spot, but it's even nicer at 1,000 feet in the air. You see the formation and the development And it's water that brings life in all these towns. The river was what initially started the industry. Plenty of industry. The river brought people to the river. That offered water and life. And then shite eventually built up around that. A special pasta made for you. It's beautiful to see. The bigger the river, the bigger the town. A nice bit of pasta made for you. It'd be great to have a zoom. To be able to zoom in on the bumblebees here. Thank you very much there, Anonymous. I'm laid up here with a slipped disc in the neck. Fucking hell. Tommy, would it be the right shout now to take some Guinness on board? I am for the... Might not need any Guinness. You might not need any alcohol at that stage. Just slapping I think I got one right there on the cheek. But thank you very much for the tip. Horses under starlight and lasagna and Dara Dermody. If you didn't become a master transporter, what career would you have liked to have had? Maybe a Japanese dreamweaver. And that, I don't even know what that is. Do you know what? It sounds nice. Just the idea of being in Japan and weaving dreams. A samurai. The Last Samurai. Or a ninja. But that would require a lot more agility than I already possess. You need to be stealthy. You need to be quick. I think you need to be light. So I'd need to lose the belly and, you know, also be good with the ninja stars and weapons and stuff like that. But that would require a time machine. You'd need to go back in time to when that would be a vocation that you could select and choose, because I don't think if you went to Japan today you wouldn't be able to get a job as a samurai or a ninja unless it's dress up in like a museum, one of those, not a museum, but you know, one of those, let's look at how the samurai used to live. I'd say a museum, but not in a you know, a high cultural museum. Just one of these kind of, they've thrown together a few fucking ninja exhibits within a building and a few pictures and bits and pieces like that. Because I heard there was a samurai museum over there in Kyoto that was kind of thrown together. That's what I heard. Thanks very much there, Dara. And Flamebag and 9mm Jill and Rusty Bullet Hole Bandit. Very kind.
Thanks for the tip.
That's the duopolis done. That will cap off a lovely day's flying. I can't say thank you enough for joining us in the kite today. It was a lovely situation, a nice return, a slight return. I tried to slap the fucking midgie on the ear there, but that created a vacuum and a slap, which has made my eardrum go. I can't replicate the sound. It's too high pitched to be able to replicate. You can't see any sun through there now. It's disappearing. It's dissipating. John Merton, thank you very much for the tip. Having Carol's lasagna here, getting a drop of rain in North Cork. It won't be long here until we get something as well, I'd say. It's not the fucking rain that make me want to leave right now. It's the midges. I have no cans or fags left either. What are you ever on one of these yokes? In a Champions League. I don't know. Are we back? Are we back? What are you ever on one of these yokes? Is it a helicopter situation or? Return of the Mac. No chapters, thank you very much. Mairead, thank you very much for your tip, Mairead. Gordon, I hope you're getting on well.
It's a bit of pasta made for you.
But I was saying before the signal went down there, you're telling me that fucking Celtic are going into extra time. They're being held by a Kazakhstani team. Anya, thank you very much. And Shlugathor, very, very, very kind of you. Are they Kazakhstani or are they Afghani? Fucking hell. Gonna do a full 360-degree slap. Because these cunts they're getting into every situation. offered to them by my face. So the Kazakhstani team are actually holding Celtic to ransom in extra time. My dog is in a doggy hospital the last 3 days with the virus. Wish her the best. I hope she gets on well there, Mairead. Thank you very much for the tip. I hope you're well. Are you back on the drink, Tommy? How's never off it? Thank you very much for the tip. Zero in aggregate. That's not great for them, for Celtic. I thought the midges would actually be at their strongest around 6 p.m. But it seems to be right now they are having the time of their life with my face and neck. But it's time to fuck off anyway. The wide lens is having a lovely effect on the ear. It's probably making the fucking ear look huge. I mean, I've never... Look, I'm not saying I don't have big ears, but it's definitely the wide-angle lens that's making that happen. It's not some sort of malformed scenario on my part.
A nice bit of
But there's something about the ears, the appendages, the ears and the nose, and whatnot. They are still going strong. I thought I didn't have any more growing to do. You know, way back yen, when I was a young fella. Way back yen. I'm going Japanese again. Well, fuck off anyway. And thank you very much again for joining us earlier on for the flights. And hope to see you soon. And all the best. We see another gap has opened up there in the sky. Who knows how that will develop. But it doesn't look like it's going to be a pissed wet situation tonight. Maybe tomorrow. But it's best to seize the opportunity and get out while it's dry. Andy the Fork, thank you very much. And Killian. And Sifian, thank you very, very much. Very, very kind of you. We'll talk to you later on anyway. All the best. Take it easy. Good luck.